Welcome to another coin collecting workshop. Appreciate you joining us as we go through some different things, odds and ends. There's really no rhyme or reason to this group of details and information that we're going to provide today. We're going to start with some boxes. Recently obtained or found an old box that I put together, like an old ammo box with this plastic file box that just had odds and ends in it. So we're going to go through that right now, as I find it to be quite interesting what it is that's set aside at times and what you end up with after a period of time. Why did you keep it? Those kinds of questions all come up. So we're going to start with right here was the 1986 United States mint set. And this mint set contained all the regular coins, the $50, quarter, nickel, dimes, and pennies that you would find in the regular mint set for the year. The difference this year was it was the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime. And so they made a special Roosevelt dime insert for this set. And it was the first time that a dime had the W mint mark for the West Point Mint. And it came in a special pouch, a special holder like this. And I'll put it behind, something dark behind it, you can see it. So this is the pouch that it came in. So it's an uncirculated W mint mark 1996 dime. And they were only available in the mint set. So what I have done is I actually have sold off the rest of the coins or put them in the bank or whatever I did with them, but I've kept just the dime and I've kept it with the original packaging. It's got the original insert cards. You can actually reorder more mint sets once you receive them. They were sold for $8 a set. So in 1996, you can get $8 a set, buy as many as you want. And right now the dimes sell for about $20 to $25 in the pouch like that. You actually have them certified in their, MS68, MS69, hundreds and thousands of dollars, depending on the condition, that you can get these coins. So you can still buy these sets all over eBay, coin shops, anywhere where coins are retailed, you can get them and set one of those aside. It's a very low mintage coin compared to all the other coins that are available in the Roosevelt dime set. And it's uncirculated because it comes in the pouch. You'll find some that are put in 2x2 holders, some that are in the PCGS holders, those types as well. But certainly this is the natural state in which it came in. So another coin set that I really enjoy, we talked earlier about the 1981 in a separate video because of the dollar coins. Same situation for 1973. So the 1973 mint set had the regular coins for the year, the $50, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, etc. But it also had, for the first time, 2 Eisenhower dollars. So the 1971 and 1972 mint sets did not have the Eisenhower dollars in them, just starting from 73 through 78. 79, 80, 81 had the Susan B. Anthony dollars and so on. But for the uncirculated coin portion of the Eisenhower dollar set, these are the key coins for those that were minted. These were never released for circulation. The key coin for circulation would be the 1976 Philadelphia coin that was actually minted in 75, which we'll do a separate segment on. Thick letters on the back versus thin letters. Thick letters 75, thin letters 76. Had the same data on both coins. Anyway, these coins, very low mintage, very highly collectible, and certainly the key to the circulation strike or business strikes for the 1973 uncirculated coin set. You can see the reverse. These first came out in 1971 and ended in 1978, a short-lived series. Very underrated. There's quite a few varieties that you can pick out and make some money on. 1972 Philadelphia, at least 3 different varieties of the reverse, one of which is worth several $100s in good condition, top grades. And they're still available out there. Some banks have bags of these. Sometimes they have to order them from the US Treasury and have them delivered, or from other coin providers such as Loomis or some of the others that actually do the coin wrapping for the bank system. Anyway, those are the 1973s. And again, the same situation I did with the 1976 that we just showed you. I've got the original cardboard in here from the set. And I put the coins, I separate them with some cardboard so they don't ding and crack against each other as they get transported over time. And I'll just set that off to the side. So more key coins. Another set that had a similar situation, 1987. The $50 were not released for circulation, so those are semi-key coins as well. There's quite a group of things out there that you can collect and purchase and enjoy. This is very cool. These are Alaska Airlines gold ingots. It's the mileage incentive program that they had back in the day. Some of these are open, some of these are still sealed, but it's It's from Engelhard, so you know it's a legitimate gold item, pure gold, or 999 and fine. This one I opened so we can take a look at it. And this is a 999.9 fine gold, 1 gram, certified assayer, Engelhard Industries Division in the USA. And it's got an assay certificate on the front. And I don't know if you can see the actual coin design on there. I'll go back and forth a little bit slowly, or the ingot design. These are 1 gram of pure gold. And if you were an airline mileage member for Alaska Airlines, this is one of the premiums that you would get way back in the day. I don't think they're doing that anymore right now. But these are something that we had gotten back, I think it's in the 70s even. 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of those. So that's 5 grams of gold that just sitting in these Alaska Airline holders. So there's a collectability because it's from Alaska. There's a collectability because they're in the original holders. And there's a collectability because they're unique. And also, it's gold. I don't know if I mentioned that part yet. Here's one that's still sealed. It says the Enclosed Ingot Award is being sent with our thanks for your business and participation in gold and travel. To ensure that all future awards arrive on a timely basis, please notify the Gold and Travel Service Center immediately of any changes of address or company affiliation at one of the toll-free numbers below. So you can call in Washington, outside Washington, Seattle, and then the weekday times. So I haven't tested those numbers to see if they're still in play, but that's really, really cool. So we'll put those aside. Let's see what else we had in there. These are there's an envelope. And this is, let's see if there's anything interesting at all. These are old. Oh, these are about some ancient coins. So Egypt under Rome. So some information on some ancient coins. I believe I had these coins at one point. I think I may have sold them. But some more information. King of Cappadocia, silver drachm. Okay, so that's just information on some old ancient coins that we may or may not run across here in this group of stuff that we're going through. Next up, we have several of these containers. Pull these out here. Got a couple of, I believe these are 1 ounce silver. I see 4 of them if they're all the same. So it's 1 ounce silver ingot produced by the Alaska Gold Panthers baseball team in Fairbanks, Alaska. And this is to celebrate the Midnight Sun Game 100th anniversary. And this is from June 21st, 2005 in Fairbanks, Alaska. You can see this really cool design on this side here. There's 3 inlaid designs of industry. There's boating. There is the train, and it looks like that's fishing. And it shows a star in the heart of the state where Fairbanks is located. And then on the other side, it talks about the Midnight Sun Baseball Centennial. And it talks about the first game being played in 1905. And this one was for June 21st, the summer solstice in Fairbanks, Alaska of 2005. So 1 ounce of silver, great design, probably a scarce item that not too many people have. I'm not sure if they were actually sold up there at that time. Here's another one. This has a different design on it. So this, I'm sorry, June 21st, 1906 was the first one. So this one has a different design. This has a gold panther and the city behind it with the Midnight Sun. So that's a secondary design. It says Midnight Sun Baseball. So there's 2 designs that I've seen now. So you got the one with the industry, one with the gold panther. Let's see if this is different. Here's another one with the industry. So that's 3 ounces of silver and a collectible item. And then let's see what this one is. Come on, man. And then this one also, the 100th anniversary, another one with the industry. So 3-to-1 industry over the gold panther design. We also had this in the containers. Oh, look at this. Looks like a money clip. Man, wouldn't that be great if that was gold? And it's a coin of some sort. See if I can get that to come out. Well, if you know anything about this, let me know. This is a gold colored or gold plated or gold. It can't be gold. It's not heavy enough. Proof money clip with Fairbanks, Alaska. Oh, here we go. Popping out. Let's see if it's stamped in any way. I don't know if I can get that off there. Want to break it. Maybe it, yeah, there we go. Coming out. Looks like it's a silver coin, the state seal of the great state of Alaska. And it might have been dipped into some sort of gold. And it's very well tarnished and toned on the backside. And it's the seal of state, or no, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do some research on that. That's really cool. That could be in another silver coin, another ounce of silver, but has the gold plating on it, and it's a money clip. So that's another collectible item from Alaska. Name is Steve from Alaska. Do the stuff here on YouTube now. Grew up in Fairbanks, Alaska. Was up there at the age of 4 and stayed up there for several years. It's been a few since I've been back, but while I was up there, I did sportscasting. I was a TV weatherman, did my own businesses, worked for other businesses, had a fantastic life up there, including glacier hiking and time out in the wilderness. Here's a Brass Works 1975 handmade solid brass, ANACORTES Brass Works. And this is a gold panner design. You can see some oxidization on there with the brass where it's gotten some weather on it. But that's a belt buckle. And from 1975, we'll have to look that up, see if there's any value to it for belt buckle collectors. Next up in the box was this. This is a 1988 annual Christmas ingot from the Franklin Mint. That's 1 ounce of silver from the Franklin Mint. For those of you that collected Franklin Mint stuff, you'll know what it's worth. Right now, I believe silver is about $25 or $24 an ounce. That's worth at least $24 right there. Another belt buckle. This one is, what do we got here? Z Series Award Design Medals. And this is out of Noble, Oklahoma. There's no date on it, but certainly some sort of cowboy belt buckle. One of the big things about Fairbanks, Alaska, and all of Alaska in the 70s and early 80s was the oil boom. And many of the residents came from Oklahoma and Texas to come up and show how the oil industry worked and build the pipeline from the North Slope all the way down to Valdez. The pipeline running through Fairbanks, just about 8 miles north of where I live. We used to drive out there for fun, check it, look at it. The animals loved it because when the really, really cold parts of the winter, they would actually go stand under the pipeline and warm it up ever so slightly, that area. Wow, 1906 Barber half dollar. So 1906 half dollar, silver, well worn, but still nice collectible. A couple of watches. Don't know much about watches. Going to some of the recent thrift store areas around, there's watches everywhere and they're not that expensive, so it's hard to say if there's any value to these. Certainly don't feel like they're gold. It's a Loris quartz, whatever that is, square faced. And then this is some sort of I'd have to look that one up, but it looks like fake diamonds on it as well. Very light on the bands. I guess usually the really good stuff would have the heavy bands. Found some Eisenhower dollars in here, so we can kind of show you what I was talking about earlier. Here's a 78 Philadelphia, just the regular coin, last year of issue. 77D, not scarce at all. So 1976, this has the 1776, 1976 dates on it. Commemorate the bicentennial, and we're coming up on the 250th anniversary of the country. On the back side, the way you can tell the difference, because they minted these for 2 years, for 1975 and 1976. There's thin letters on the reverse of this one, so this would be a 1976 issue. If in fact it had the thick letters on the back side, it would have been minted in 1975. The really, really best scarce key date for the series that I like to collect is the 1975 Philadelphia with the thick letters on the back side. If you can find those, put those aside. Equally fun for me to collect is the 1977 Philadelphia, also a low mintage. Here's a 72 with the Denver mint mark. Here's a 78 Denver. So there's a variety of coins here. 77D. This one is the Denver 76. So there's a 1776, 1976. The little D mint mark between Ike and the date. And again, this would be from 76 with the thin lettering. And then finally, we have another 1978D. So on the 1972, let me show you. This is not the version. It would be the Philadelphia version. But if you actually look at the moon above the eagle on the reverse on the 72 Philadelphia, there's 3 versions of that. So I invite you to look that up online. Get yourself a little bit of an education on that because you never know when you might run across something like that. Collectible book key dates. So whoever collected these are key dates for a collection book, apparently. And it looks like there's a steely in here, steel penny. And these are from the Warriors. So here we go. Let me pull out another version so you can compare and contrast. For those of you who have never really collected coins before and are looking to get into a hobby, so the wheat pennies have the wheat ears, and I'll show you on the back of this one. It's probably a little more visible. You can see the wheat ear design. So there's 2 wheat ears with the big 1 cent written on there, and plenty of information online about these. These are minted from 1909 through 1958. 1909 from San Francisco with the designer initials on the bottom is one of the key dates. There's 1922. There's some really cool stuff to try to collect in this series. This being in 1943 during the war years, they actually needed the copper from the pennies for the war effort, so they made these out of steel. And so there's 1 year, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco issues that were made out of steel, and you can see the different colors there. There are very few 1943s that are made out of copper, and those are the ones that you'll see other YouTube channels hyping, get rich by finding this coin in your change, become an instant millionaire, that kind of a thing. There's a few out there. Most of them are accounted for. There might be 1 or 2 hidden in a collection like this. You never know. So keep looking for them. I wouldn't stop looking for them, but certainly you're not going to probably find one in every roll. So this one is well worn. I'm going to use a magnifying glass to take a look at the date on it. And this is a 1909. And then you look on the back side, and it does have the VDB. So Victor David Brenner was the designer. And so right down here has a VDB, and this is a 1909 Philadelphia. So it's not really the scarce variety with the S mint mark, but certainly is a collectible item. So these apparently are some key dates that were set aside. Here's another one, a coin with a mint mark. This one is a 1916 Denver. So my eyes have gotten bad over the years. I used to be able to see coins from far away. I could look at dates. I knew by design, all that. As I get older, I'm having trouble doing that, and it's taken a lot of the fun of the hobby away. The 16D, any of the older coins with mint marks have a good value to them typically. They're worth saving. Here's another 1909. Let's see. This one's in better shape. You might be able to see this one. In 1909, no mint mark. And this one also has the VDB. So I'm going to try to get it up close to the camera here. I don't know if you can see on the base there. I'll try to hold it still. It's right down at the bottom here, VDB. And then on the front, you can see the 1909. Try to get that up close. See the date on it. So that's the Lincoln design. That's the first year of that. There was a 1909 Indian head penny, 2 versions, the S and the Philadelphia, and those are certainly highly collectible coins. There's a lot of coins from the mints. From the wheat bags, so they're still available in circulation. These are 4 that I found in some recent rolls that I went through, and they're just common dates, but they're still out there. There used to be a time when you get 60 cents for a roll of wheat cents. A 50-cent roll would get you 60 cents. Now it can get you a couple, $3. So definitely worth setting aside. Then came the new design in 1959 with the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. So these are known as Memorial cents. Up through 1982, they had the copper composition. Then in 82, they switched over to the zinc coins with copper coating. Here's an 86 with the zinc underneath and the copper on top. Has a little bit different color, a lot lighter, partly due to the cost of producing the pennies. They did that with the copper value, as well as the weight of shipping coins throughout the country. There's been efforts many times over the years to try to stop producing pennies just because of the cost involved. So here's a coin that's oxidizing. We talked about it with the nickels in other videos. I'm going to actually spend that one. It has no value once the oxidization starts. I'll actually destroy the other coins in the group that you have. And then that one, I can't even see the date on it. Today, I guess my eyes are working at a far distance, so I'm far-sighted today. This one has a mint mark on it. And I'll go again with my loop. It's a 16 times power magnifying glass. I actually got this at Hobby Lobby, and I think it was $14, but definitely worth it as you're doing your coin collecting. You want to look at varieties and different markings and different parts of the coins. It's really cool to use. This also will help you determine if you have the rare varieties, for instance, the Eisenhower dollars we talked about, the reverse. Here's a bunch more pennies that were set aside, and it's a combination of corroded, spin that one, a bunch of wheat pennies mixed in here, and then early 1960s of the Memorial Reverse. So again, another collection accumulation someone just set aside. So I'm going to put both together, and I'll come back and look at these another time, a little more in depth, to see if there's any treasures in there. The 09 VDB in that condition, that had some design to the wheat stalks, probably very fine condition. So if you want to look it up online, type it in eBay or other search areas where they sell coins, 1909 Lincoln Wheat Cent VDB VF condition, and figure out that one was worth. I'm guessing $4 to $5. That's just purely a guess. These are marked 1960 to 69. Not a whole lot of super value or varieties in there. However, there is a 1969S with a double mint mark. They're very, very scarce and very valuable if you happen to run across one. It's like everything else. If you know what you're looking for, fantastic. Got some more rolls of nickels here that we've set aside. This one, 1958 roll. 1958. So 1958 Philadelphia is a scarcer mint coin. And these other ones appear to be just random coins that I've set aside over the years, kind of like we were talking about before. Just, going through boxes and pulling out key stuff and eventually having time to put sets together. So we have lots to pick from. We are selling 100 coin lots of Jefferson nickels. They're all different dates. And so you'll get 100 different coin date and mint mark combinations. This is a short roll, so it's either really cool stuff or I just only had a few coins and kind of shortened the roll when I finished whatever that search was on that day. So I'm going to go through it real quick and see if there's anything really neat. Sometimes I'll put the better coins in a small roll like this just to have them set aside. 1940, 1938, Philadelphia. Wow. As many of those as they made, they're hard to find at times. There's a 39S. Only 6 million of those made. Another 39S. Another 39S. So it looks like a small partial roll of 39S's that had a 38 in it. Cool. There's a point back in the early 2000s I started buying rolls of nickels. Nobody else really was at that time. I used eBay as my main source. And I would pick up some really sweet rolls that hadn't been picked through yet because nobody really was trading them at that point in large quantities. And so I've got many of those sitting around. Here we go, some more rolls of just stuff. So we're going to break these down. There's a 2010, 61. So it's just random dates of these Jefferson nickels that I've just got bags and bags of. Here's some foreign coins. All right, we're 22 minutes into this video. Or this live or whatever we're doing right now. We're gonna wrap it up here with this little bag of foreign coins. We'll come back with some more interesting things coming up soon. So all different shapes and sizes, a lot of copper. 1 centavo, Philippines. What year is that? That's 1944. So that's a big 1944 war era centavo from the Philippines. Another one, 44. Looks like a few of them here. I did have many relatives that fought in World War II, and so sometimes we would get pocketfuls of change and things like this, depending on where they served. There's a really beat up one. So lots of centavos from the Philippines, mostly dated 44. 44, 44, maybe they were all dated 44. 1 centavo Philippines, 44. And another one, 1944. This one is a really beat up 1928 1 centavo. So it's a neat piece to have. Probably got it in circulation while they were over there. That's 1928 1 centavo. I got a few more of the bigger ones here. 44. This one's got some corrosion on it. 1936, little corrosion on it. And 1944. A lot of the World War II coins from the Philippines were put into the harbor to keep them from the invaders back in the day. And so a lot of the earlier stuff disappeared over the years. So they do have some scarcity to them. I'm pulling out all the foreign stuff here. There's a bunch of American pennies here, but they're all corroded. There's a Canadian. These are all memorial. So I'm going to throw these over into the spend pile. We'll go get some ice cream or something at the grocery store later today and put these into the coinage receptacle, get them back into circulation to fix the problem of shortage of coins in America due to COVID. And if you hear the sarcasm in my voice, it was there on purpose. So these might be silver. They might not be. I have to do some research. I'm not familiar with this. This is also 1941. These, what is that? That is a Philippines, possibly. This is where I didn't spend a whole lot of time doing foreign coins in my day, but enough to kind of see. No, India. These are Indian. These are from India. So 1941. And these are small. I have to get someone to translate some of this for me. 1942. So again, warriors from India. So this is the Indiana Jones time frame. 1942s, 1941s. So those are actually really neat pieces. I'm going to set those aside, and we'll have someone who actually knows what they're looking at tell me what those are worth. If you know, and these are, it's a small one and the next size up, I'm guessing, dime and quarter, or who knows what, equivalency to what America would do. Those are Indian coins, some big ones and small ones, all part of this box that I put away over the years. And some of it was given to me, some of it was pulled out of circulation, some of it was just stuff that I found. Here we go, a few more coins in this box. I'll pull it out. There's a wheat cent, another memorial cent, and a few older nickels. And let's just look at the dates and we'll wrap this up. 1954, 1946, 1941, 1992, and 1940. And then on the penny, let's see here, hard to see, 1927 Denver. So a better date. I actually remember when I pulled that coin out of a roll that was in West Texas, in Odessa, Texas. I remember this exact coin. I'd gone through a $25 box of pennies, nothing worth collecting. Couldn't even find the 83 and 84 Philadelphias that have varieties. A few of the 82s, a couple, 74S and a 72S, and that was about it. And then in one of the last few rolls, I got this 27D penny that came out of it. I remember the specific day, the bank that I bought it, the rolls from, and all that. And that's one reason why I also collect and hold stuff. It's a memory. It's like taking a photograph or a snapshot of your time in your life. So thanks for joining me for this coin collecting expose or refresher or whatever you want to call it. We're going to do this often. It's such a great hobby. I love it. I've been doing it since 1976. There's so many things to learn. There's ways to tie it into education. I would do presentations or seminars or papers in school. I would go to my kids' school and do presentations on it. Anytime you're talking economy, if you can correlate how the economy of the country is doing to the coinage outputs, that is a big part of what coin collecting is as well. There's certain key dates and issues out there that are going to have value, 50 years from now. I won't be around for it, but maybe you and your kids will be. And there's things I want to tell you about that I'd love for you to put aside. And then 50 years from now, you can remember when we had those computers, when we actually had to log into things and it wasn't all holograms. And that guy was talking about coins. I want to have that memory for you. Well, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Be sure to subscribe. I haven't asked throughout the entire video. For whatever reason, I got so into these coins. We're going to do some other things with this. Some great treasures. The 06 Barber half dollar, Barber design. Some of the belt buckles, some of the silver, the gold ingots. It was a great box. Join us next time right here. Steve from Alaska. Plenty of things came down from Alaska. Lots of stuff picked up in Arizona and California and Texas and Illinois and all the places we've been, Nevada. And I can't wait to share them with you. It's hobby time. It's COVID time. Plenty of time off. I got to figure out how to turn some of this into some money coming up at the end of the month here so I can pay for some tuitions and rents and gas and stuff like that. But in the meantime, enjoy your collecting, and we'll see you next time right here on Steve from Alaska.